Fade in. The screen crackles with static, like an old radio signal from the edge of the void. A low hum builds, echoing through the speakers, as if the universe itself is whispering secrets it shouldn't. Cut to a vast star field, pixels resolving into a streak of light slicing the black canvas. Hyperbolic, relentless, alien. Text overlays in stark white. China's new images show what NASA was hiding on 3I/ATLAS. The music swells, a pulse of synth and strings, evoking the chill of deep space, the thrill of forbidden knowledge. This isn't just a video. This is the unraveling of everything we thought we knew. Imagine this. A silent intruder breaches our cosmic borders, hurtling at 137,000 miles per hour, faster than a bullet train on steroids, faster than the dreams of escape velocity that keep us chained to this blue marble. It's not from our solar system, it's from out there. Born in the gravitational nursery of another star, billions of years ago, perhaps in the thick disk of the Milky Way, where ancient giants forged worlds before our sun even ignited. On July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile's arid heights caught its first glint, a faint smudge against the southern sky, pre-discovery echoes tracing back to June 14th. They called it 3/ATLAS, the third confirmed interstellar object. After Oumuamua's eerie cigar tumble in 2017 and Borisov's gassy betrayal in 2019, this one promised answers, or horrors. But from the instant its hyperbolic trajectory screamed, extraterrestrial ejecta, eccentricity clocking in at a record-shattering 6.14, straight as a laser through our system's curve. The questions ignited like solar flares. Why this speed? 221,000 kilometers per hour inbound, slingshotting past Jupiter at 4.5 astronomical units, nucleus size bracketed between 440 meters of frozen fury and 5.6 kilometers of shadowed menace. Hubble's Wide Field Camera 3 snapped it on July 21st, 277 million miles out, a teardrop cocoon of dust unfurling from an icy heart, background stars streaking like tears in reality. JWST's infrared gaze pierced deeper in August, unveiling a coma laced with carbon dioxide, water vapor, carbon monoxide, carbonyl sulfide, exotic volatiles sublimating at temperatures our comets scoff at. Cryovolcanic whispers, a reddish dust haze echoing Borisov's organic taint, but amplified, ancient, wrong. Astronomers worldwide mobilized. ESA's ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter twisted its Cassis lens skyward from Martian orbit on October 3rd, stacking exposures to nail the path with tenfold precision. 250,000 kilometers per hour, blur reduced to a pinpoint prophecy. Mars Express joined the vigil, spectrometers hungry for spectral fingerprints. JUICE, en route to Jupiter's icy moons, deployed 5 instruments in November, capturing dual tails. A plasma whip straight as judgment, a dust anti-tail curling sunward like a defiant claw, particles too coarse for natural drift. Even SOHO, the solar sentinel, caught a faint ghost in October's glare, stacking frames to birth an image from nothingness. Punch's coronagraphs, Stereo's heliospheric stare. NASA's fleet converged, or so we were told. Pre-dawn skies in December 2025 lit up for amateurs with backyard scopes. Opposition looming January 22nd, 2026, when this wanderer would blaze all night, faint but furious. Yet beneath the press releases and pixel-perfect animations, a shadow lengthened. The timeline fractured. As 3I/ATLAS spiraled inward, reaching perihelion on October 29th at 1.356 astronomical units, just inside Mars's orbit, 203 million kilometers from our sun's searing embrace. Activity should have peaked. Volatiles erupting in jets, coma bloating like a cosmic bruise, tails bifurcating under solar wind's lash. Test data hinted at early stirrings as far out as May 7th, 6.4 astronomical units distant. CO2 and CO sublimating prematurely, defying thermal models. No outbursts by August. No fragmentation like Borisov's suicidal shatter, steady, too steady, as if conserving energy for something. Non-gravitational accelerations tugged its path, subtle deviations from pure orbit, echoing Oumuamua's impossible thrust without visible gas. Cryovolcanoes? Buried vents spewing from a crust irradiated over eons in the interstellar freeze? Or engineered responses, dormant mechanisms awakening to our star's radiation? The fear crept in slow, like radiation fog over Mauna Kea. Western observatories, Hubble, JWST, VLT's adaptive optics wizardry, Gemini's northern twin, poured terabytes into the void. But then the blackout. Not a glitch, not a storm of cosmic rays frying CCDs. A coincidence. 36 hours in mid-October, as the comet crested its solar closest approach, the veil dropped. Gyroscope recalibrations on Hubble, mirror recoding delays at Mauna Kea, instrument swaps on JWST's mid-infrared module, reprioritization for exoplanet transits at Gemini, maintenance blackouts at ESO's Paranal. 5 pillars of global astronomy, synchronized in silence, eyes averted just as 3I/ATLAS, bathed in peak insulation. The moment for peak outgassing, jet activation, dust-to-gas ratios spiking, coma asymmetry revealing nucleus fractures, gone. A natural comet reveals all under such scrutiny. An unnatural one? It hides. It chooses. Whispers ignited in closed forums, archive of preprints laced with unease. Why align the downtime? Scheduling algorithms don't conspire. Humans do. NASA's silence grew thunderous. No updates during the gap. No contingency feeds from SOHO's Edge on View. ESA spoke of trajectory tweaks, but spectral depths buried. As if the data glimpsed something too coherent, too responsive. Brightness surges defying sublimation curves, tail elongations directional, not diffusive, coma expansions sunward against Lorentz force expectations. Carbon-rich grains, large and uniform, scattering light in patterns too pristine for random erosion. And the age, 7.6 to 14 billion years, per kinematic models tying it to the galaxy's thick disk. Older than our sun's cradle, carrying chemistry from a proto-universe we can only model in quantum fever dreams. Enter China. While the West slumbered under engineered night, the East burned vigilant. High-altitude bastions in Tibet's thin air, Lenri Observatory at 5,100 meters, where nitrogen-cooled detectors sip sub-zero winds, Qinghai's plateau arrays, Yunnan's equatorial vaults never blinked. No maintenance rituals, no grant-driven pivots. Fiber optic veins pulse data to Beijing in Nanjing servers. Millisecond time-stamped FITS files stacking like ammunition. Redundant pipelines scrubbed atmospheric distortion, cross-calibrating against Gaia DR3 stellar atlas. Landolt standards anchoring photometry. Multi-filter sweeps in BVR bands. Astrometric grids reducing orbital uncertainty from 25 arcseconds to a razor 5. Dust grain distributions modeled in real time. Brightness evolution curves plotting 0.3 magnitude leaps in hours. Impossible for passive ice. They didn't announce. They uploaded. Quietly into the China VO portal, raw streams slipping past firewalls like ghosts in the machine. No fanfare, no viral teasers, just truth, unadorned, time-stamped to the blackout's heart. And when global eyes cracked those files, pandemonium in the labs. The coma didn't expand isotropically. It pulsed sunward, an echo wave rippling through the dust veil, as if the nucleus exhaled on cue. Tail morphology shifted, not the bifurcated grace of solar wind sculpting, but an elongation asymmetric, curving against the grain, hinting at internal jets vectored with surgical intent. Photometric spikes aligned with solar flux peaks, but accelerated, outpacing models by factors of 2, CO2 jets flaring brighter than water-driven kin, carbonyl sulfide traces spiking like chemical signatures from a lab, not a relic. Merge the datasets, Western arcs bookending the void, Chinese threads weaving it seamless. The unified light curve, a horror show of coherence, hyperbolic excess velocity at 26 kilometers per second outbound, but laced with non-grav pulls stronger than Oumuamua's Enigma. Deviations suggesting outgassing from cryovolcanic fissures or thrusters venting exotic propellants. Spectral lines from JWST's NIRSPEC, dovetailing China's ground truths. Water ice crystals malformed, perhaps from cosmic ray bombardment over gigayears, or engineered lattices resisting entropy. Dust profiles, large carbon grains. Tholins rich, evoking Titan's haze but amplified, scattering in fractal patterns too ordered for chaos. Nucleus rotation, inferred from coma twists, tumbling erratically yet stabilizing post-perihelion, as if self-correcting. And the strangest scar, during those 36 hours, while Western scopes dreamed of upgrades, 3I/ATLAS asterisk, brightened dash, not flickered, but surged, a 15% flux jump uncorrelated to distance, as if activating dormant layers, revealing facets hidden in prior passes. This isn't anomaly, this is intent. The object didn't melt under our sun's gaze, it reacted. Patterns in the particles, signals in the scatter, echoes of solar radiation bouncing back modulated, like a transponder pinging the source. Conspiracies? They bloom like nebulae in the dark web. Did NASA glimpse this first in Tess's early whispers and orchestrate the blackout to scrub the feeds? ESA's Mars data, refined tenfold, shows trajectory tweaks post-gap, as if the comet adjusted course, evading deeper probes, or deeper still, 3I/ATLAS as Vanguard, a probe from a thick disk civilization, its age a timestamp from the galaxy's dawn, cryovolcanoes masking antenna arrays, tails veiling transmissions in plasma code. Not invasion, observation. It waited for the blind spot, performed its reveal for one audience, then slipped back into the expected script. Awe crashes in waves. This wanderer, flung from a star 10 billion years cold, carries the DNA of alien formation. Ices with crystalline quirks our Oort cloud forgot. Volatiles tuned to redder spectra from a parent sun long dimmed. JWST's mid-August spectra confirmed it. Carbon monoxide ratios 10 times solar norms, implying formation in a protoplanetary disk starved of oxygen or enriched by deliberate chemistry. Hubble's November revisit, 286 million kilometers out, streaks stars framing a coma now bifurcated, green glowing under irradiation, hiding tails in the glare. Punch's photobomb catch in October, amid Swan's fireworks, showed 3I/ATLAS lurking. Uninvited, its antitail a sunward arrow defying optics. Stereo's heliopause vantage pierced the veils. Dual tails persisting post-perihelion. Plasma filamenting into curls that scream magnetic manipulation. Dust grains polarized as if aligned by fields not our sun's. Fear coils tighter. What if the blackout wasn't coincidence, but necessity? NASA's November 19th presser, images from Hubble, JWST, TESS, dripped reassurance. Just a comet, folks, no ET. But the omissions? No mention of Chinese merges, no merge timelines exposing the surge. ESA's juice feeds, 5 instruments harmonizing in November, hint at subsurface oceans churning beneath that crust, cryovents erupting in sync with solar protons. Natural or responsive tech, harvesting energy for a silent broadcast? The Vera Rubin Observatory, online June 2025, its LSST survey poised to net 1 interstellar per year, caught Virgo's cluster in hyper-detail, but for 3I/ATLAS. Early frames show it threading hidden streams, as if navigating known currents. And the age, 14 billion years max, predating our galaxy's arms, a fossil from the Big Bang's afterglow, irradiated hull whispering of wars or wonders lost to time. Wonder surges electric. This is our first true window to exoworlds, not spectra from afar, but a physical shard, slamming through at escape velocity, trailing secrets in its wake. China's images don't speculate, they prove. The blackout period files, Fitz cascades through high-altitude ether, captured the activation. Coma asymmetry blooming at 1422, UTC October 27th. Jet flares at 0317 next dawn. Brightness cresting as solar wind lashed peak. Western models gap-plagued, projected quiescence. Chinese continuity demands rewrite. Orbital error slashed fivefold, revealing hyperbolic precision too clean. Delta V nudges from vents or sails. Dust-to-gas ratios skewing 1 to 100. Far from solar norms, implying engineered porosity, vents tuned for thrust. And the echo, photometric rebounds phased like Morse. Sunlight in, modulated out. Signal? Noise? Or the universe's first reply? The thriller tightens. As December 19th nears, closest approach at 1.8 astronomical units, 270 million kilometers, safe yet staring. Amateurs swarm pre-dawn skies, scopes hungry for opposition's glow. But the data war rages unseen. Minor Planet Center recalcs orbits nightly, Arca floods with anomalous acceleration papers. SETI ears strain for radio ghosts in the coma. China's reticence? Strategic. They hold the thread, the seamless curve where West frayed. No pressers, just portals brimming, inviting merges but controlling narrative. NASA's trove on November 19th, selective, scrubbed of surges. ESA's Mars pinpoints, trajectory only, spectra sealed. As if the powers that be fear the truth, 3I/ATLAS isn't passive freight. It's aware, behaving as system, not relic. Coherent responses, purposeful drifts, waiting for undivided gaze. Deeper into dread, recall Oumuamua's thrust, unexplained, fueling Loeb's light sail fever. Borisov's organics, too Earth-like, too deliberate. Now 3I/ATLAS amplifies. Oldest yet, thick disk orphan, chemistry screaming, not from here. Cryovolcanoes, or ports, venting probes, tails as antennae, plasma tuned to broadcast. The blackout's precision, 36 hours, 5 scopes, reeks of cover. A veil for what? Fragmentation averted? Or a show, performed solo, for eyes unblinded by politics? China's high plateau purity, vacuum checksums, redundant links, captured the shift. Nucleus profile implying 300 million core, too small for observed output, unless amplified, efficient, designed. Patterns in the photometry, not random flares but sequenced, like boot up, calibration, transmission. Awe reclaims the void. This intruder gifts us the galaxy's underbelly, diverse disks, birthing worlds we model in supercomputers, volatiles etched with stellar histories, predating hydrogen's first fuse. Rubin's LSST punches corona maps, juices Jovian detour, all tools forged for this era, catching the fleeting. 3I/ATLAS, visible till spring 2026, fades not to oblivion but legacy. Rehearsals for Comet Interceptor's 2029 launch, ESA's trap for future strays. Yet wonder twists to terror. What if it's Scout, Herald, non-grav forces persisting outbound, accelerating beyond predictions, as if repelling, evading pursuit? China's verdict? No aliens, no headlines, just data, damning in silence. The screen pulses, starfield contracting to black. The hum fades to heartbeat. We've peeled the veil, but layers remain. 3I/ATLAS drifts on, hyperbolic air to infinity, reshaping under our sun's indifferent fire. Not crashing, not conquering, but watching. Behaving when half the world averts eyes, activating in the gap, emerging altered. China's images don't ignite panic, they kindle truth. We tracked a wanderer, we awakened a sentinel. The universe isn't empty, it's patient, and now it knows our blind sides. If this cosmic confession has your pulse racing, questioning every streak in the sky, hit subscribe. Don't drift into the dark alone. Notifications on because the next drop, Chinese archives, NASA yields, ESA unsealings, could shatter paradigms. Comment below, comet or cosmic machine, natural relic or interstellar intent. The stars await your verdict. Fade out.